Welcome to all my dear ALPNs. This is your narrator bringing you a very quick session on NLU Preferences Demystified for CLAT 2023. It's a very important session. I think the team has been checking with me for a few days now. This is a session I do every year to ensure that students actually don't make mistakes while filling up their preference order. And this year CLAT, it's a little interesting that they forced you to kind of decide the preference order even before the actual exam started. I'm happy with that decision. That's a good way because that will quicken speed in the process for releasing the merit list, etc. That's good. But at the same time, what I believe is that every year I've seen hundreds of students make some silly mistakes, peccadillos, when it comes to choosing or setting up the right preferences. And I kind of consolidated those peccadillos and mistakes, uh, errors in the form of myths and the truths connected to them. So what I'll do is I'll spend the first 5 to 10 minutes on demystifying those myths, and then finally what we'll do is end the session with a consolidated shortlist or the finalized shortlist, finalize the order, NLU preference order for all the NLUs. That's what we will do in this session. I hope it will be useful. Please take good note of everything that I'm going to speak. So let's first start with, like I said, let's start with myth number one. The three standard myths that I kind of hear every year, right? First myth is they always assume order has to be chosen and expected rank or merit, because students from some other coaching center also kind of reach out to us and they kind of say, hey, I'm expecting so and so rank. So what should my NLU preference order be? I'm expecting this rank. What should my LLU preference be? This is something that they kind of tell me all the time. But please note that NLU preference order should not and need not be based on your merit order. It has to be based on the simple parameter, simple rule that only upgrade is possible in further rounds and not a downgrade. Please remember that very, very seriously. Because if you kind of choose, assuming, hey, I'm going to get a 900 rank, accordingly, I'll choose the 7th ranked NLU, 10th ranked NLU. And then it so happened that you got a better rank. And then you wanted to kind of, hey, you wish you have chosen a 5th rank, top 5 NLUs. That's not going to happen once you fix the order. It's very important for you to understand that you cannot have downgrade once you decide your NLU preference order, only upgrade is possible. So remember, the myth is order is based on merit list. No, NLU preference order is not based on what rank you're expecting, whether you are all India rank 1 or whether you are all India rank 1000 or any other thing. I think your NLU preference order should not be based on merit. It should be based on a simple thing, that what is your interested order, what is your preference order, what is your genuine NLU interest order. That's as simple as that. So it is not based on rank or merit. Remember that. And remember that it is very, very important for you to remember. I've seen students who kind of put a preference order, and after round one, they come and say, sir, is there a possibility that I actually wish I had got this? No, that's not possible. If it is a NLU that you placed under your current allotted NLU, you would not be able to get it, even though you like it. You can only get the further rounds. There's a chance, if available, a seat is vacant, you will be allocated an NLU above your current preferred NLU to a upper preferred NLU, but you can't go down. Remember this very, very simple mantra. I see this is one big mistake everyone makes. So remember, whether you're topper in your batch or an average student, whatever, at the end of the day, you are attempting CLAT, just you're not sure about making it, whatever it is, remember, your order cannot be based on your merit, as simple as that. Right? Let's go to the second myth. Probably this is very, very important. Many students make the classical mistake of assuming that NLU, when I choose NLUs, when I order my NLUs, only ranking matters. Just let's go by, Union Government, HRD Ministries, NIRF, National Institute Ranking Framework. Or I mean, not just that, you would have ranks given by a lot of newspapers, ranks given by a lot of, CLAT coaching brands like Abhyaas LawPrep has its own ranking. You can go to our website, we have that. Very true that ranking is important. It's true, ranking is important. But please understand, more than the exact rank, tiers are important. For example, you would not want to choose an NLU, prefer an NLU, which is of a lower tier over a better tier. I'll actually explain this better when I kind of publish the list of NLUs. You'll understand this better. But please remember, ranking is important, tier is important, but within similar level of NLUs, within similar ranked NLUs, within similar tier, same tier, what you should understand is preference should also go to some other individual factors like location, like culture, like food, or like what your parents would want you to do. For example, how far is that distance, right? So all these factors come in once you kind of go within the same tier. Within the same tier, you would prefer to kind of take up NLUs which are in your geography. For example, people from Telugu states, you might prefer an ulcer or NLSU for TSNLU based on which tier you're talking about. If you're talking about a top tier, I think there are students, I actually see students who prefer Nalsar, Hyderabad over NLSAU Bangalore also. I would not be unhappy with the decision. Yes, NLSIU Bangalore is actually the top ranked law school in India. But there are Telugu students who prefer Nalsar Hyderabad over that. But are there many of them? No, few of them. Is it a bad decision? I would not say so. But having said that, there are people, 90% of them prefer going to rank one law school, that is NLSIU Bangalore. Right? Similarly, for example, there are students from Andhra or Telangana would prefer going to a DSNLU Vizag when it is in the same tier. So please remember, within similar tier, within similar ranking institutions, prefer institutions which are nearer to your location, which are having a culture or food that is interesting to you. One more example that I want to give you. For example, there are students, NLU Odisha in particular, last few years, even though it is ranked consistently among the better ones, we have seen students who are not very happy. I mean, it could be various reasons. Sometimes we only give feedback on first-hand experience from our alumni, Abhyaas LawPrep alumni in various scenarios. Based on their feedback, we give that. But having said that, can I choose, hey, because some students are not happy with NLU Odisha, can I automatically take it to a very different rank? Not possible. Within the tier, I'll probably kind of downgrade a little. But please understand, you cannot downgrade NLU Odisha from that tier to a very different tier. Probably within that tier, you might want to change the preference. That's what you need to keep in mind. I'm going to show a list which encompasses all these myths and truths. Don't worry about it. Let me go to the third and the final myth that I have. I see students kind of do that. A lot of times, students assume because it is in the last 10 days, I have to prepare for CLAT. I'm writing my mocks, and suddenly consortium of NLUs has asked me to kind of choose the list. I'll put five because they said minimum five. I'll put five and forget about the remaining. I think I'll think of it later. No, that's not going to work. Remember, you cannot choose any new NLUs afterwards. Whatever list you choose now, that's a final list. You cannot change it. Remember that. And you cannot change the order. You cannot add the NLUs. And in fact, I say sometimes there's some students who say, "Sir, I'm a very good student. I'm a topper. I'm expecting to kind of do some really good score, and probably say I only want to go to Nalsar Hyderabad, then NLSU Bangalore, or NUJS Kolkata, or NLU Jodhpur, Bhopal, etc. Apart from that, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to go anything below Gandhinagar, like that. So please understand, whatever your choice of law schools is, I understand that. But remember, you have nothing to lose by choosing all the 23 in the preference order because you're not forced to kind of choose a law school. You are going to pay your counseling fees, you're going to pay your joining fees only after you kind of decide whether to join or not. So while at this point of time, you're all India rank one, all India top 10, you're assured of a top three, but still put preference for all the 23. It will ensure that you get a chance to decide whether to go or not go later. And second, another important thing, a lot of times many people mistake. Yes, there are students who prefer going to private law schools, deemed law schools. Over and above the last 5 to 10 ranked NLUs. We understand that. But having said that, please list down the preferences and say in round one, round two merit list, you're allocated an NLU. Take a screenshot of it. It becomes a kind of importance success for you. It's an achievement for you. You kind of use that in your further interviews. Wherever you go, it becomes very important. So please do not underestimate the importance of putting out all the. In fact, I put 22 and then stuck it and put 23 because I want to tell you, your batch is lucky. You have a new NLU this year, right? That's very NLU Agartala. So it's important for you to kind of rank all the 23, put the preference order for all the 23. Don't limit yourself to 5 or 6 or 7 or 10. Yes, I know you might not be joining in the 23rd NLU, 21st NLU, or 17th NLU. I don't know. It depends. Who knows? You might not even join the first NLU because you get some other option. There are students I've seen who kind of have given some other exam, they have some other choice, etc. So please, please, please remember to fix all the 23 in your preference order, not just 5 as prescribed as minimum. Please do that. Now that we have handled these three important myths and truths, right? Let's quickly go to the actual order, right? If you look at this, we generally put, I mean, 3 to 4 tires. I mean, there are sub tires also, but tire one are the top six NLUs: NLSU Bangalore, Nalsar Hyderabad, NUJS Kolkata, Bhopal, Jodhpur, and Gandhinagar. If you see within the tire also, we don't really rank between. For example, Bhopal and Jodhpur, many people have Jodhpur preference and some Bhopal preference, etc. That's why we give similar rank. And within these six also, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Kolkata rank a little higher, sub tier, you can say, tier one. In case you are putting your preference, even though your location is some other in the tier two, tier three, tier four, you cannot put your location as your preference above the first tier. That's what I'm saying. Tier one, you have to prefer. That's very, very simple. Between Bhopal and Jodhpur, for example, you have you're in like Rajasthan, you want to say prefer Jodhpur, you are in Madhya Pradesh or you are South India, you might prefer Bhopal. That's something that you can pick up. But within the tire, if you are looking at outside the tire, please fix this at the first tire. Then the tire two is Raipur, Lucknow, Mumbai, Kochi, Patiala, and Odisha. Mumbai, like we know, it's a new NLU. Many of us, kind of a lot of times students ask me, as per ranking also, it's why am I rating it very high? Because of the location. Please understand, Mumbai is a city which can give a lot of options. Yes, today MNLU Mumbai is not, should not be at the same level as other tier 2 NLUs, but it would be a great idea for you to kind of choose it if you can, right? So this is, like I said, Odisha, within this tier, I've rated it among the lowest because of some student feedbacks. We are hope in the future we get some positive feedbacks from our alumni who joined there, and then we'll be able to upgrade it a little further. But currently, it is in the 12th rank. The third tier we have is basically Patna, Ranchi, Vizag, Nagpur, Trichy, and Guwahati. Frankly speaking, tier 3 and tier 4, there's not too much of difference. It's just that, tier 4, as I call it, is only and only because of, like the way I say it is, it's because of something that has started very recently versus a few years further. Then we have MNLU Aurangabad, then we have HPNLU Shimla, then we have, I'll just kind of open that for the benefit of you guys, right? So let's kind of look at this. So we have MP NLU Jabalpur, then we have Jabalpur, NLU Haryana Sonipat, and then you have the new one, NLU Agartala. So these are the NLUs that you have. But please note that it is very important for you to keep in mind that you would definitely not want to, you should not have a situation where you are trying to you have to keep in mind that you have to choose within a tire. I mean, you cannot choose one tire over the other tire, and in the same order within one tire, if you have a location preference, if you have a culture preference, if you have a cuisine preference, anything like that, it might make sense. You have cousins, you have friends, you can understand within the tire you might want to do a little jump here and there, but otherwise overall tire, please don't make any major changes. That's something I kind of tell you very, very, with please, honestly, I say that to you, don't make that changes. And one final thing, this is a quick short video, hope it's helpful. And any more details, any more clarifications you ever need, you can always come to our website, and you can always mail us. With this a short video I wanted to kind of put together on the NLU preference order. I'll kind of leave the slide of the actual preference order for a little while so that it's very clear for you, right? Just note this carefully. Yeah. That this video is anyway available. You can come back to it whenever you want. So once again, I thank you all for joining me in this session. Go through this video and don't make the mistakes that students make. The three simple mistakes that I've kind of suggested to avoid, please avoid them. All the very best for your CLAT, and looking forward to see you in the boot camp happening later. And that's it. Naresh signing off for this quick video. Thank you.